Hello, everyone. I'm Shaliz. Welcome everyone to my part 2 of the Marvel Netflix TV show rankings. We did part 1, which was basically from number 13 to number 8. Now we're going to do the top 7. And let's go off with if you want to know what was the previous ranking, the part 1 would be down in the description box. So let's start off with number 7. And again, all these TV shows are great. All these seasons from now on are all A's to me, or a certain type of level of A. So yeah, number 7 is Jessica Jones Season 3. I love Jessica Jones Season 3. Main reason why I love this season is the relationship between Jessica Jones and her best friend slash adopted sister Trish. I love them together. I love how Jessica Jones is slowly starting to forgive her for the killing of her mother in Season 2. Trish becomes a hero. She starts to want it. They have a great murder mystery of this serial killer named Salinger, who is a great unique villain, just like Kilgrave in his own way. This guy is brutal. He's sadistic. He does not give a shit. He wants to make Jessica Jones and others pay for being like, you're not superior by talent. You didn't earn it. You didn't work for it. You are just lucky, and that's an imbalance. That's injustice into him. So he's getting revenge in that sense. And I love Salinger the villain. I love we see a darker version of Malcolm. And the one lawyer girl, I'm just forgetting her name. As she plays Trinity from Matrix, Hogarth. Yeah, there we go. I blanked out. Hogarth. She's dying, and she has Jessica Jones kill her in the first episode. But during this, Jessica says no, so during this time, she wants to get back with the love of her life, and that means destroying the love of her life's marriage, so she can have her in her life. It's a twisted, dark season. I love this. I love Malcolm working for Hogarth, doing all the dirty work and all that shit. I like Jessica Jones' new love interest, this guy who could sense when someone's evil and all that stuff. I think this season was fantastic. I think this show went off on a great note with Jessica Jones Season 3, and I was looking forward to Season 4. I just loved a lot of what they did in Season 3. Every single thing was built up. Every single episode counted for something. Every single episode was just constantly just moving and moving. Now, very little time for filler. And they did not need it. And they developed these characters wonderfully. I love the relationship between Trish and Jessica and how it falls apart, how it comes back together, and ultimately realization of stuff. The only reason why it's not higher is because at the end, you know what happened with Trish and all that stuff. And in some cases, I don't think she was wrong. I don't think... I like Trish as a character. I like Jessica Jones as a character, but I think they could have played it out a little bit better at the end, in my opinion. But Jessica Jones Season 3, number 7. Number 6, I am going to give to Jessica Jones Season 1. Jessica Jones Season 1 is a great season. The first season, both seasons are A- to me. Jessica Jones Season 1 would not be as great without Kilgrave. The Kilgrave was such a fantastic villain for Jessica Jones. He's the person who raped her. He's the guy who always could tell people what to do, and they'll do whatever he says. And I like Kilgrave as a character. I love his relationship between Jessica. He believes that as you love me and all that stuff. That was our sexual tension. Introduction to Luke Cage this season. I mean, this was a pretty dang great season. The only problem is, though, they introduced this idea that maybe Jessica stay with Kilgrave and to teach him right from wrong and all that stuff. It was so entertaining with this one episode where Jessica Jones was just trying to teach Kilgrave not to hurt innocent people and try to be different. And Kilgrave says, well, how do I know? Kilgrave doesn't really know about feelings, about humanity, and all that stuff. He just believes that he's like a little spoiled kid, and every single thing is a toy for him. Every single human being is a toy. With Jessica, you see him trying and all that stuff. So to me, I'm like, can we just have a couple more episodes with Jessica and Kilgrave? I mean, it's so predictable that Jessica Jones will kill Kilgrave at the end, that the hero will fight the villain at the end. It's something very unique and different that she joins up with the villain, trying to make him decent, like a therapist in some case. I like that idea, and they went away with it. I mean, I would have had the end season of her just helping him around or trying to teach him. And then Season 2, you could still have Kilgrave around, and then you could have the ultimate fight. I would just like to see more Jessica Jones and Kilgrave just interacting with each other, other than, her trying to kill him, and him trying to get her to love him, and all that stuff. So I would just want a different take. But to me, Jessica Jones Season 1 was amazing, A-. Number 5, Punisher Season 1. Frank Castle gets revenge on the people who murdered his family. He gets revenge upon Billy Russo, his army veteran brother. We learns what happened to him. We get this hacker guy who he helps to deal with because he was screwed up by the same people who killed Frank's family. So him and Frank work together, and ultimately they become a team, and they're trying to track down who the people who killed him. We get Agent Madani, FBI agent, who is connected to Frank's past in a sense, and I really really enjoyed the season. They had this little side plot with the Army veteran. Going like all ballistic, and this show really ties about how the Army's connected to Frank Castle, how the Army men and the people who live the military like are a part of Frank Castle's life, and it shows the corruption of the political system and the goodness of people, and how people could just lose their way by going through post-traumatic stress. I enjoyed Punisher season 1. It's a great season. It has one of the best, I think it's my favorite fight scene of all the superhero shows right now. Punisher versus Jigsaw was just phenomenal. So overall, Punisher season 1, I will give it an A- as well. Now my 4, and now for number 4, I'm giving to Daredevil season 1. Daredevil season 1 was the epic. It started off the Netflix series. Daredevil season 1 is amazing from its fight scenes, from its Daredevil just trying to basically stop the Kingpin, slowly taking down each part of his organization, whether it deals with the Japanese, the Russians or Ukrainians, and then dealing with Madame Gao and all this stuff. How Daredevil just slowly climbs the rank to how it has his black robber suit or all this stuff. And he ultimately gets the red suit. It's just so great. I love Kingpin. I love his wife or his future wife and all that stuff. I enjoyed this season. The problem is though, certain deaths kind of annoyed me. You know what I'm talking about with Karen Page and Wesley. That kind of ticked me off. And Foggy knowing about Matt's secret this early on, I'm like, I think it was a little bit too soon for certain characters to die, like such as, not Uncle Ben, Ben Urich. I think it was too soon for him to die. I think it was a great, unique way, but Wesley's death, way too soon in my opinion. And Karen Page killing him was not, and then dude, also the season 1 also had the problem of introducing Claire at the beginning of this one, so he had Claire and all that stuff, and then they're kind of a romantic beginning. So I'm like, it was just a starting stone. So the first season, it had its little hiccups along the way. It's a great season. It's an A- season in my opinion, but not my favorite. Number 3 is Iron Fist season 2. I don't care what people say. Iron Fist season 2 was phenomenal. It only had 10 episodes, and each episode was to a point. There was nothing for filler. Davos wants Danny's Iron Fist. His brother wants the Iron Fist. And we get the backstory about them, about why Davos is the character way he is, why he was raised in a monk, when he was raised as a monk to take the Iron Fist, and how he feels cheated by Danny, who took the Iron Fist from him in a sense. Their epic battle in Kung Lun to Danny and Colleen, who are basically trying to stop a Triad War. Every single episode is for them to stop a Triad War from happening, and Davos is coming around and making all mischief around. He takes Danny's Iron Fist. Danny, as a character, starts to realize that maybe I was not meant to do the Iron Fist. He's getting too aggressive. We see a different version of Danny. He gets like an addict for wanting to use the Iron Fist constantly, and I enjoy Danny as a character in this season. And I love Colleen as a character. Her thing about taking an Iron Fist and all this stuff leads to a great finale. Misty Knight from Luke Cage just comes around, which is awesome, and she works with Colleen. I loved her. And Mary Walker, Walker or Mary, whatever you want to call her, is a fantastic villain. She works with Davos and Joy and all this stuff. Ward had a great season as well. Every single thing was great. The MVP again to me was Davos and Mary, and they were great characters. I enjoyed this season. This was a kick-ass season. Some great action scenes, some great fight scenes, some great music choice, some great villain moments. This was a fucking great season. I love this season. Daredevil season 1 I gave like an A. Iron Fist season 2 an A. I go back to these two seasons back and forth. I'd rather watch Iron Fist season 2 because I have less complaints with Iron Fist season 2 over... Like, Daredevil season 1 has more standout moments than Iron Fist season 2, but Iron Fist season 2 has a much more cohesive storyline, and Daredevil will get like some episode, like it's divided like a thing. Like Daredevil needs time to recover from this beating, he needs time to recover this, so you got some filler right there with Claire and all that stuff. So they kind of like stretch things out with this. But to me, Iron Fist season 2, great. It was a great freaking season. So Iron Fist season 2, number 3. Number 2 is Punisher season 2. Frank Castle is just trying to stop a young girl from getting killed by some bad people, and he has to protect her. That's pretty much it. Billy Russo returns. He has a therapist who's helping him through his crazy time because since Frank Castle beat him up so bad, it disfigured his face. He lost his memory. He doesn't know why Frank Castle wants to kill him. He starts his own gang. He wants to humiliate Frank. He wants to tear him apart. He wants to destroy him for what he's destroyed to him. Frank wants to kill him. Frank is also dealing with Pilgrim, John Pilgrim, which is a great character as well. It's a man who will do anything he can to protect his family and willing to protect the life he's supported. And him and Frank have a great fight scene as well. I really love them in the finale too. I just love Punisher Season 2 so much. I love what they did with Madani's character, how she's so obsessed with getting Billy Russo after what happened in Season 1 was amazing. I just absolutely love this entire show. I love this season. Season 2 was phenomenal, and Pink sort of gets a new daughter in a sense. So, Punisher Season 2, fucking amazing. And my number one favorite season is Daredevil Season 3. Bullseye comes, everybody. Bullseye. And he's out. He's a dysfunctional FBI dude. Kingpin's gonna turn him. Kingpin gets out. He orchestrates his release. He's orchestrated his control over the city to get rid of the gangs, the Ukrainians, whatever, and take them out. Or the Albanians and all that stuff. And the fact is, it's just an entertaining season with Daredevil. He's shut down. He's lost his faith in a sense. He's no longer the same Matt Murdock. We get introduction to his mother, which was great. Backstory a bit, how he's different from his father in many cases. I just love Daredevil Season 3. Matt Murdock struggles with his fate, his humanity, whether he's going to be a killer or not. Even though, I say my only complaint about this season was the fact that we all knew he wasn't going to kill Kingpin at the end. I love the stuff with, again, Kingpin and his wife. Love them together. Love Bullseye, the extra element in here. The fight scene between Bullseye and Daredevil was fantastic. The storytelling was fantastic. I like Karen in the season. We get Karen's backstory a bit. We get Foggy running for politics. This was a great season. So yeah, everyone, that is my part 2 of the Marvel Netflix shows rankings. Let me know what y'all think of them. Subscribe if you like. Discord down below, comment down below. Let me know. Respect my opinion. I respect yours. Where's your personal ranking, everybody? You think Iron Fist Season 2 should not have been on? You don't think it was that great? Rewatch it. Believe me, it was just as great as Daredevil Season 1, in my opinion. And in some cases, it was better. So yeah, everyone, let me know what y'all think of one. Subscribe if you like. I'm repeating it again. I'm a fucking idiot, but still. I love the Marvel Netflix shows because it's a special franchise in my heart. I love it. I always will to this day. Alright, everyone, I'm Jaleesa, and everybody. Bye.